My name is Lawrie Kimbrough, and I'll be 67 2 months from now. Well, I was ahead of school before I retired, and yes, I was high functioning. I did a lot during that period of time. I was hired to actually turn the school around, and so consequently it took a lot of focus, a lot of energy, a lot of precision, and a lot of collective visioning. I think that retirement is a word that has so many different meanings for so many different people. It's almost like if you take the word grief, there are various forms of grief that people go through, and everybody experiences it one way or the other. It's just that it's a very broad word, and the reason why I say that is some of us retire and we see it as being sent out to pasture. Some of us retire and we see it as a celebratory event, and we're excited and we can't wait to go do the things that we're doing. And then there's causal reasons behind why one retires. It could be health reasons, disability. It could be the fact that they've been cut from work, or that they're just burned out and they need a change, or their age, and that's as far as they can go. So I think that can create a lot of different feelings for people as far as what retirement's all about. And I think that each and every one of us goes through some universal phases when you retire, whether it be the fact that you had to leave for any of those reasons I listed above. And I feel the first part of retirement is mentally preparing. Now, not everybody has that opportunity. You know, all of a sudden you're downsized and you're not prepared, and yet you're at that age where you have to retire. However, even prior to that downsizing, or even prior to making up your decision, you have thought about, boy, I'd really like to retire, or if I retired, what will I do? So we all have that kind of pre-getting ready, so to speak. But I would call that part of our pre-getting ready fantasy phase. Because once you go into the reality of retirement, there are other phases that one goes through. I would recommend for those who are planning on retiring or find themselves in the situation of being retired, that you really understand that it is a perspective. And when I say perspective, I'll use the illustration of being sent out to pasture. That's not the greatest, perspective to have, but it really truly is an inside job. It's an internal perspective. And so if you're being sent out to pasture, so to speak, is your pasture confined by a fence? Is it barren with no grass? Is it filled with flowers? Is it filled with trees and nature? And do you have no fence, but you can wander? Because that's truly how we live our lives. We are defined with how we perceive our life. And if we cave into the negative aspects of what we don't have, or what we can't have, or what we won't have, or what we won't be, then we're never going to have that freedom of exploring what we truly are and who we are, and how we can enjoy our lives no matter whether we have no limitations or whether we have some limitations that hold us back from things that we think we need to be doing or should be doing.